Hello, and welcome to another edition of our weekly unboxing. It was a pretty rough week last week. Grievous is not fun, so let's get logged in and check it out. Ended up tanking a few. The first one I tanked, I tried not to use. I have like some tank trinkets and then some DPS trinkets. I was trying to use DPS trinkets, and it wasn't a good idea. So, yeah, I was just what would happen is I would get chunked for like a good amount because I'm DK tanking, which is all about self-healing. But the problem is, like, I would get chunked and then I'd have 4 stacks of Grievous or something like that. So, just made things overall not not too enjoyable. But we didn't time a lot of keys, if any. Mostly it was just get them done and hope for the best for the chest. I know last night we did a 17 keys, so we should have some good 16 keys this week to work with. But gear wise, I think 475 weapons would be the best still. So still on the weapon kick. Trinket wise, I guess technically like a good Resonance Gleaming Eye would be good. Or if I got a higher level crit haste ring with a jump slot. But I think DPS wise, the biggest increase is going to be weapons still. Corruption, you know, is obviously skewing everything. So even though like my pants, I guess if I got better pants with Twilight Devastation, or got any gear with like rank 3 Twilight Devastation, that'd be better. Put different pants on, so we hope for weapons or Twilight Devastation, or maybe both. Oh, I guess I'm opening it. I didn't even realize I clicked it. Ring. Echoing Void Ring. 475. Crit and Mastery. Echoing Void probably isn't going to do anything for me. I would probably cleanse it and maybe use it for tanking. If not DPS, it could I'll do a sim that will cleanse gear and see if it'll actually end up being any better. I know I have all the stuff maxed out on my with Mother, or the Titan control console panel or whatever, so technically I can buy gem slots now. And a 475 ring, you know, I've got a 460 and a 465. Both of them are crit haste. So it would lose a little bit of crit, add mastery, lose a bunch of haste. So it's all about the sims. For tanking right now, I'm using excuse me, this haste versatility ring with a little bit of corruption on it. It's got 10 corruption, which is more manageable. And then there's another, I have another Echoing Void ring. Oh, I got that from the raid last week. And I'm using the shorting bit band, haste, mastery, and speed for tanking. So let's see, key. The key, oh my gosh, 16 Toll de Gore, Tyrannical, Raging, Explosive, and Awakened. Of course it'd be Toll de Gore, because, you know, I of course love Toll de Gore a lot. It's my favorite dungeon. No. But I'm going to go buy a Residium piece, though. I think I'm going to go for a chest piece. So technically I have 465 shoulders. They're from the raid. They do have Heart of Darkness on it, which is good. They're kind of good all around. The biggest increase I could get for Mythic Plus is going to be a dungeon, because I don't have a good AoE. This one's not bad, but if I get the mechanized, the mechanized chest plate or something like that, it's the one from Mechagon, Operation Mechagon dungeon. That one is like a 2500 DPS increase for Mythic Plus, which is kind of how I'm focusing at this point. you know, more damage in dungeons, the better. We've been clearing the raid every week, so that's not really an issue. Although this week we are going to try to do Mythic, at least Rathion. If not, I've heard Skitra's not too bad either. So that's the hope, as long as we can get 20 people. But I'm just going to go for a chess piece and hope for the best here. Of course, I'll probably get the same one that I already have, which is pretty typical. One thing I don't like about all this corruption gear is it means that I'm keeping like a lot of stuff. Like here's 445 bracers with rank 3 infinite stars. Like, I hate to put on a 445 at this point. I did do some sims and I have 470 rank 2 infinite stars, and that is you know, actually they might be the same. 31 377. Oh no, it's slightly worse, but the other combination of gear having the 25 less corruption on it, it actually was better. But I can't throw it away because I don't want to, I guess. But anyway, chest guard of the deep denizen. This one's not bad if I remember correctly. I'll put it on, see what we get. I think this was like the second best one behind the Mechagon one. So we'll do Echoing Howl. Maybe I'm remembering incorrectly. I don't know. I guess I'll run some sims and see. It doesn't have, so my other chest piece has long strider on it, which makes me run faster. And it's strange, but I notice it a lot when I don't have it, so that might not be worth it. This might be a better single target one. I don't remember anymore. Rip. Alright, well, we'll just hold off on that for now. I do have some more keys to check. Let's see. I ended up doing Hunter, Paladin, and I think Demon Hunter. But I ran him early in the week, so I hope I ran him. I kind of forgot about him, to be honest. We didn't raid last week for whatever reason, so I didn't play him as much. Usually to get him ready for raid, I spend some time on him and stuff like that. So the Hunter, I don't want a weapon. I keep getting weapons. I did Heroic Warfront last week and I got another weapon, and I got weapons in the chest last week, so anything but a weapon, I think, is what we go for. His trinkets aren't too bad. I got a 465 and a 460 trinket. So really a good ring. His rings are kind of lacking, but all that's really hurting is eye level, because those are just stat sticks. Yeah, pretty much anything else. Well, not bracers. But yeah, I was kind of organizing gear a little bit, because with Grievous you don't really want to think from beyond like eating you, so. Oh, guess what I got? Another gun. Yay. I don't need any guns, so that's good, I guess. Well, it's got corruption on it. Increase your mastery you gain from all sources by 12%. Let's take a look at these guns here, because I got the Snakebite Recurve, which has 10 corruption, which has Mind Flays on it. I have the Whispering Eldritch Bow, which is the one from the raid, which auto shots reduce the remaining cooldown of a random hunter ability by 2 seconds. And then the Light Auto Stabilizing Energy Rifle, crit mastery, increase the amount of mastery you gain from all sources by 12%. So, so I was wearing Twilight Devastation, but like I mentioned, I lowered my corruption for a dungeon I was doing. So I might try it, because my Twilight Devastation piece is actually pretty low eye level. Let's see. Yeah, 420. A 420 piece. So I have to do some sims and kind of work it out, but I don't need all these guns. It's making decisions I don't want to make. So anyway, his key is a 10 King's Rest. He still doesn't have enough for any Residium gear, so I'm just going to pass on that. And then I did my Paladin. I had to take off my short pants from last week because I put them on, and then when I went to play them, I ran a vision. And then in the middle of it, I realized I had like 70 corruption because his cloak was so low. So, yep, Dan, I'm doing my video. Dan says Viedro, which I assume is Spanish since he's, that's his primary language, Spanish, right? Spanish guy from Boston. Hope for trinkets. Trinkets on the Paladin. Ring. Probably about the worst ring I could get. Versatility, mastery. Might as well just scrap it. To be honest, he needs crit for sure. Crit and haste is ideal. Rip. Wasted week for him. He's got a 10 mother load, so not too bad there. So he's got a 450, 470. Oh, I got these heroic shoulders that I wish I had on my DK. 2 450s. I might try to buy a couple of 460 pieces for him, but I'm not going to do that right now. I want to see which ones I would need, because it might be better to, you know, try to try to maximize his DPS a little bit. So still a tiny bit of a carry on the Paladin. Depending on how high the key is. If you're trying to do like, you know, an 11 key like we did last night, yeah, he's a little bit of a carry, but and below a 10, he does just fine. So, the Demon Hunter. Okay, so 465 and 460 weapon. So a better weapon would still be good. You know, anytime you can get a good weapon. And I guess a better Twilight Devastation piece again, because his boots are 430. Or a belt. A better belt would also be good. So let's check it out. I don't want any trinkets. This is the guy that I always get trinkets with, which means he's probably going to get a trinket. So not much you can do there. Bracers. Oh, infinite stars. Rank 1 infinite stars. Your spells and abilities have a chance to strike a nearby enemy with infinite stars, dealing 11,077 arcane damage, increasing their damage taken from infinite stars, stacking up to 10 times. So he's got really too much corruption to try to mess around with that. And I mean, maybe on a single target boss fight, but rank 3 Twilight Devastation might still be more damage. Infinite stars I found to be really, really like random, really RNG based. So I don't know. Don't know if it's worth messing around with, but I'll simulate it per usual. Oh. Apparently they changed our guild name twice yesterday. Or the other. What is our guild name now? Oh, Pharaoh's Pantaloons. So we are now Pharaoh's Pantaloons. Whatever. Bunch of weirdos. I just come to raid. Basically. His key is a... somewhere? 12 Mechagon Junkyard. Tyrannical and Junkyard is probably going to be a bit rough. But a 12 actually isn't too bad anymore. Like, we're getting pretty geared up. So, but anyway, yep, those are the keys. This week I'm hoping it's going to be better than last week. Explosive is easier to deal with than Grievous, in my opinion. It's preventable damage, whereas Grievous, like, you have to really be on point to not take damage, and sometimes you can't avoid taking damage. So at least with explosive, you can go and kill them and and move on. So, but all right, well, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching, and yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy.